I was gonna say my last name, but I feel like that's unnecessary. My name is Corinne. I wrote and directed Some Strings Attached, not to be confused with No Strings Attached, which was I was about to call it that, and I have done that multiple times before. That's a whole different movie. So yeah, we're gonna get into talking about it. I'm gonna kind of scrub through it on my laptop because I'm not gonna lie, I had the worst memory, and I probably should have refreshed myself before this video, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna scrub through it and talk about it. Yeah, I just want to start off though by talking about the writing of it because I also wrote it, and I just want to say, like, writing, I love script writing. I love the challenge. It's also really fun for me, but like writing this script specifically, hardest part of the whole process. Hardest part of the whole movie, in my opinion. You know, I just was like, after the 11th, 20th, 1000th draft, I was just feeling so defeated. I felt like nothing was right. I'm like, when are we ever gonna reach the point where we're done? And I feel like I was like going to, like, before I would go to bed, I would text my producer AD like, hey Kayla, here's another draft. Let me know what you think about it in the morning. And then I'd see her the next morning. She'd be like, yeah, I emailed you back some notes, da 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 da. Then it'd be like the middle of the day. All right, here's a draft based off your notes. Let me know. And then I'd check it would be like a repeat, you know? I was constantly sending her drafts. And even she will tell you, like, I was getting them out pretty quick. I was spitting those drafts out. They were like horrors of drafts. And yeah, I'm probably exaggerating it a little bit, but I do feel like I wrote a lot just, you know, regarding the script. So yeah, there was that in the writing process. And after a lot of that, and I think I already said, you know, it was just like, it got to a point where it was like, this is good enough. Let's keep going. And so that leads me into directing, and I feel like there's a handful of people that get to say that writing and directing the same project is kind of different because you get to see what was in your head while writing really come to life. And sometimes the writer just hands it off to a different director and lets that director take off like with their creative ideas. But for me, it was like, everything that I wanted to happen while I was writing this is going to happen now. Yeah. I will say before I get started into scrubbing through the film, of course, like most films, we did have a couple of hiccups that were like not very, I mean, they could have been major, but because we had a beautiful, talented, amazing first assistant director and slash producer, and she would just handle everything before I even knew about it, which is exactly what her job is. But like, she was like really on top of things. We had an actor like completely get our schedule mixed up. We were shooting in like October, and she was like, oh, I didn't think you guys were shooting until November. We were like, it's all good. And she came to me before I even like knew it was a problem. She came to me with solutions, and I was just like, oh, okay, let's go with, you know, solution A. She's like, got it, let's keep on moving. So yeah, we started in the dorms. I think decorating the dorm was the most fun part. My real plants were in there. Everybody had something from their own bedroom on set. Like, our whole crew was just like, hey, whether your room is messy or, you know, clean, it'll either go on the Bernice side or the Caden side. I know that's not her name. We named her something different in the film and I just can't think of it. But Bernice is the actress's name. And, you know, she was supposed to have this, like, really neat looking room, and Caden's side was supposed to be really, like, you know, filming in the dorm was, like, probably, it wasn't too challenging, but we didn't get to do any of our test shoots in there. Most of our test shoots were in the classroom. But from what I remember, we didn't test shoot in the dorms, and we just kind of got in there and we got there a little earlier, and we did like some camera moving around stuff, I feel like, aside from like getting there early to set up art. But yeah, I went a little bit the complicated route, and there's a scene where she like plops on her bed, and we had Evan up on a ladder. One person was like making sure he was good, and one person was like making sure the camera was good because we were filming with like an expensive camera, and we could not have that break or fall on the actress. Please. So yeah. Yeah, I think he asked me at least once, like,
do we really need this shot? Like, how bad would it be if we didn't get it?
And I was like, please, like, I really, really wanted that. It was in my storyboards. That's like probably the one I spent the most time on. And yeah, the dorm scenes, otherwise, were just the actresses literally moving around. And then we filmed like the part where she like knocks on the bathroom door a couple times, but otherwise, it was pretty like, I don't know, like I feel like we were there all day, and I'm trying to think what else we filmed. We did have one slip up. Someone, I don't know where the mixed communication was, but we did end up having someone like say like, "Oh, Bernice's outfit should be different here." Like she walks out and she's getting ready to leave. Like, why? What is she doing? Like, I think she the whole time she was just like supposed to be like doing homework or something in the script. I don't remember, but at first we had her leave and we had to refilm it and have her put on pajamas so she could knock on the bathroom door and be in the same clothes. Like, ugh, we almost had a weird continuity thing, and that was like, okay, let's reshoot it. So yeah, that did hold us back a little bit, and also lighting and moving that camera equipment around in such a small space. Yeah, yeah, let's keep going. Because day 2, we were in the classroom. One of our RPAs did the art on the whiteboard. The actress you see here is not the original actress. Our actress thought we were filming in November and it was October. And we are like, no, babe, we're filming today, actually. Yeah, today. So, yeah. Our producer's mom was on set helping us with Crafty. She did all of our food for us. Thank you. And she also was so nice enough to step in as our professor. In the classroom, and I don't know if this is a mistake or not, but we kind of animated the yarn. Like, we, not animated, but personified the yarn, I guess. I didn't want the yarn to feel like a creature. And so when we had it, like, roll up to her feet, and then the next thing you see is, like, I think it's, like, wrapped around her feet. So it just kind of feels like it's a scary movie and this yarn is the monster. And that's not at all what it's supposed to be. But you know, I just feel like that might be what it comes off as. So I guess I should answer this because my dad came up to me. I was sitting at work, and he's like, "Yeah, I saw your film, and like it was great, but like, what was the point?" And I was like, "Oh," like, he's like, "I guess what I'm trying to say is, I didn't get it." It was just like, "No, I got you." Um, so here it is. So the yarn is supposed to be, we specifically set out for it to be anxiety just because it's a short film. We didn't want to get too complex. The yarn is supposed to represent her anxiety, and if you deal with anxiety, you can hopefully like connect with this. When you have anxiety about one thing, it feels like once it starts to build up, it starts to be about kind of everything. And I just wanted to like really paint that picture for people, like so like blinded by her own anxiety that she didn't see that he was going through his own completely separate thing. So that's where all those looks and cuts to Jamal, the guy in the film, are about, because she's like, oh, what if Jamal,
like, mad at me about this, and then I have this assignment to do, and my roommate is just perfect, and I had to, not on top of having to finish the assignment, I also have to present it in front of people, and this is supposed to be something like,
I'm feeling a little anxious now talking about it. Like, and that's what it was supposed to give. And then the bathroom scene where she's like trying to cut it off, really just supposed to be an anxiety attack, and her, like literally her versus her anxiety. Bathroom scene, that music inside the bathroom scene, and only that music, was composed by a student on campus. And we worked with him, we gave him notes. I think we only had to give him like notes one time, like, you know, if certain note changes, because we were like, oh, we want this part to be more uplifting and less like she's doomed. Yeah, I really love the music of the bathroom scene. Every single time I watch that scene, it gives me literal chills. Last couple things I just want to mention. The last days of shooting, we did the bathroom scene on the last day just because it was so emotional and we wanted to do more of a closed set. That bathroom scene was so much fun because, like I was saying about the suite and us being in one room, the bathroom, and then another room, we made that bathroom like we were kind of like we made that bathroom look like it was just one thing and like that door didn't exist, kind of. So we were kind of just like a fly on the wall instead of us being like peeking in from the other room. And I really loved that shot because we like look into the mirror and then we look at her and we just go see her going through all this stuff. And I thought that was really cool. And then we get to the very, very end of the film where she reads the poem and the strings start to fall off of her. I really wish that that string falling off looked a little bit more like it's actually falling and not being pulled because, like I said, I think before, we did not want to puppeteer the yarn anymore. And so it wasn't really supposed to be looking like it's literally tugging to get off of her. But, you know, it was the only way we could get it to like fall. We had to like trigger. We like stacked a bunch of yarn onto one string, so once you pulled that string, everything would fall. It was really cool. Um, I really appreciate our editor, but he didn't use the shot that I wanted him to use of that because we had a way better shot and it didn't look like we were literally like about to pull her shirt off. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching the short film. I hope you connected with it a little bit more and understood it more than my father did. Hopefully I answered some of your questions in the video because that was kind of the point, I think. And yeah, maybe after watching this you can go and give that another watch and, you know, watch the rest of the Train Police films because they're pretty freaking cool. That's all I have for today. So